Former Nevada Senator Harry Reid says he's proud to have played a part in authorizing a secret Pentagon study of UFOs, a study that helped bring videos like this to light. Thanks for joining us here tonight at 6 o'clock. I'm Denise Valdez.
And I'm John Langler. Christiane has the night off. The existence of this UFO study was first reported by the I-Team back in October. That's when a high-ranking intelligence officer in charge of the program quit to take a job with a private company.
Over the weekend, news of Reid's role in the study surfaced in news reports. The senator gave his only on-camera interview to George Knapp. George?
Well, we can say for sure that Harry Reid's interest in UFOs dates back at least to 1989, because that's when my own conversation on that subject began. In the years since, he has quietly collected more information, met with scientists, intelligence officials, and other experts, and finally helped authorize a study that was carried out by a company created by a Las Vegas billionaire. Since the story broke on Saturday, Reid has been bombarded with media requests, but he gave his only on-camera interview to the I-Team.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA.
The release this weekend of videos recorded by military pilots is unusual because officially the U.S. government stopped collecting information about UFOs in 1969 when the Air Force canceled Project Blue Book. But in the decades since, pilots and others continued to encounter technology that is beyond anything known on Earth.
If China, Russia, Japan, other countries are doing this, and we're not, something's wrong. He said, because if the technology we have, the way these things are described and the way people see them, if this movement took place in anything we have now available to us, it would kill everybody. They couldn't withstand those G-forces. Something's sitting there and boom, down it goes.
Former Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid's interest in UFOs extends back to the 1980s. It was rekindled in the 90s when Reid spoke to Senator and former astronaut John Glenn about unknown aerial objects. Reid eventually met in a secure room in the U.S. Capitol to ask Senators Daniel Inouye and Ted Stevens if they would authorize funds for a quiet but serious study of UFOs. Both agreed.
Are you glad the story's out?
Yeah, I'm very glad. Because now we have scientific evidence.
Reid says he's proud to have had a hand in kickstarting the Pentagon study, and contrary to some media reports, the information collected was impressive, he says.
For nearly the last decade, I ran a sensitive aerospace threat identification program focusing on unidentified aerial technologies. It was in this position I learned that the phenomena is indeed real.
Until 3 months ago, Luis Elizondo worked directly for the Secretary of Defense and was the Pentagon's point man for collection of data about mysterious encounters. When he announced in October he'd been in charge of a 10-year UFO study, the news was largely ignored by mainstream media. Now it has blossomed into a huge story, in part because Reid acknowledges his own role in getting the funds approved.
Even though this was a secure program, we wanted to make sure that people couldn't complain that it was some sweetheart deal. No, it was put out to bid.
The contract was posted for months. The winning bid came from Las Vegas space entrepreneur Robert Bigelow, a billionaire who has funded his own UFO studies for years. Bigelow built secure facilities inside his aerospace company. At its peak, the study had 46 scientists working at the Nevada facility, writing reports and analyzing data that came in from the military. Rapid response teams were dispatched to the scene of UFO events. Over the 5 years, the project cost a total of $22 million. It wasn't a moneymaker for Bigelow.
But I'm sure one reason it helped is he gave the best cost because he was willing to build the infrastructure. He did everything on his own because he liked the subject.
In some news stories about the UFO study, anonymous staffers say Reid stopped supporting the study because it produced no solid information.
Well, of course, Reid didn't kill the program. I wish it were still going.
So why did the study end? Reid and others involved in the project say one factor is that intelligence officials were petrified that someone would find out about it and it would end up on the front page of a newspaper. That cat is definitely out of the bag. And there were other officials who had religious objections. We'll have more exclusive content tomorrow, including specifics on what was learned during this study and which UFO incidents were the most unusual. And if you want to see those Pentagon UFO videos again, we're posting the link on our website.
Right in our own backyard.
Senator Reid looks good, doesn't he?
He does. He's looking good. Yeah. Thanks, George.
Thanks, George.